Welcome to the Bob and Cancer Show. I hate my partner. I'm gonna kill him.
Good for you.
That's so
It's
good.
week 2 of my cancer treatments.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear the first episode, I was diagnosed with a stomach cancer.
They're actually calling it esophagus cancer. It's at the joint.
Well, it's both. It's
Yeah.
the main cancer is actually in the stomach,
It's at the EG joint.
whatever that is.
We're going to talk about
Speaking
dope
of
again.
joints, speaking about joints, we will.
That's a fact.
So yeah, this was a new week. I have the treatment. Monday is my chemo. Monday through Friday is my radiation. I have this cancer that we're in the process of trying to eliminate, and it's a lot different than I had imagined
Yep.
when I was first diagnosed with this. It's not as frightening as I thought it would be.
We have a week under, well, now we have,
A week?
2 weeks under our belt.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
we're much more educated about it, less afraid. We don't cry every day. Well, I might.
She does. I don't.
I don't. It's usually kind
Honestly,
of
you do.
happy cries or
Oh, is that what it
love
is?
cries. I'm not like afraid crying.
Okay, good.
What's looking at me like, what are you?
I mean,
Yeah.
I rarely cry during a day.
No,
No.
Yeah. You're a man. Bob
Right.
doesn't cry either.
I
I
don't
cry for
either.
him.
She does. She does all the crying. So,
Yep.
but there's right now there's nothing to cry about.
Yeah,
No.
we're not
I mean,
afraid.
No, I've been sailing through this with great ease. Actually,
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great game plan.
He's
Yeah.
been a rock star. He's been a champ.
my
He's still heavy.
second
Woohoo!
treatment with the chemo treatment on Monday went as smooth as the first one.
Okay.
we had a
we
better
had-
view.
Oh,
Better
really?
view, yes.
Okay.
And we had different personnel with us.
Well, you mean you brought your sister? It was being
No, we
doubled,
actually-
shirt
we
lift.
were on the other
Ooh,
side.
that's the kind of view he's looking
Yes,
for.
yes.
We were
Yeah.
on the opposite side of the building, away from
Okay,
the
all
dumpster.
right,
So we
all
actually had a nice street view.
Still a hospital to
Yes.
look at.
But we
Still
had a
says
new,
emergency room. You
right,
know.
Yeah, we had a new a staff with us. Some very nice ladies who took very good care of me.
Just fantastic.
One of the young ladies was pregnant,
Well, we weren't sure.
and
You can't ask.
no, I've learned that
You
lesson.
can't ask
I
anyone.
learned that lesson long ago.
How'd you learn that lesson, Bob?
Well, I asked an Indianapolis Colts linebacker's wife when the baby was due,
Oops.
Oh,
and she said, "I had it 6 months ago."
oh, Bob, that's just the worst.
And I have,
There's nothing you can do.
you just crawl away into
Yep.
a corner and never, ever, ever ask that question again
Nope.
the rest of your life.
I've heard people
even,
say that. Never,
Even
ever.
if it is so obvious,
You still don't
you
ask.
still don't ask.
Even if she's delivering that baby, don't ask.
Don't ask.
No.
Don't ask. So, my lovely wife,
She was so great with child. A darling, darling girl. I won't say her name, but just
if a
darling.
woman asks, it's
different.
okay.
It's different.
I would still be a little nervous. I eyed her a few times just to be certain before I said anything.
But
But I
indeed
wanted
she
to know,
was.
and then she wanted me to ask because it's fun. I
pregnant.
get,
She's
They're
proud of
proud.
it.
They're
Yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My sons were adopted. I was never pregnant, but I'll bet she was happy to talk about it and be like,
Sure,
woohoo,
certainly,
you know.
yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just said, when's your baby due? And she's like, oh, yay.
It's actually
then
quite
she got to
soon,
talk
yeah.
about it. And
Okay.
she's about to go on maternity leave, which she was just a doll.
Yeah, very nice lady, and it was just as smooth as the first week. Same thing. Do the pre-drugs.
Get you
with
set up.
the Benadryl, the
No ants in his
anti-nausea,
pants.
no ants in my pants,
He got a little nappy in.
and you go through the full 3.5 hours, 4 hours of this treatment with people constantly checking on you, making sure everything's okay, and before you
Snacks,
know it, that
drinks.
4 hours goes by
Well,
rather
and-
quickly.
And we found, and again, for those that didn't hear episode
And
1.
you were at the same cancer center, correct?
Yes. Go
Yeah.
back, because the ants in the pants is a callback. It's at the
They need to go listen, yeah.
The view from the private room is a callback.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we went to the same center with my wife, and you found the staff so encouraging and just happy.
And we're getting to know them. Did you get to know them?
We had
Yeah.
almost the same team,
Yeah.
and you would, you go in and they would welcome you, and
Oh, yeah.
how are you feeling, and my wife would have to weigh in. Do you have to weigh in?
Every
yeah.
week, yeah.
So I got to be real famous for putting my foot on the scale.
Oh, you are
Nice.
bad.
And
That
the
is
women thought that was a real classic move.
Very
really
heck
bad.
of a move, but
Yes.
you can't do that.
No.
No, they want me to gain weight. So
Yes.
it's every week when I go in and I'm a little heavier, they're happy.
Yeah,
Yep.
he gets a little cheer, woo,
Yep.
So, I will lose it according to everyone that is involved.
Well, not
that I
yet.
may give up weight during this
The treatment.
That's what they say. But so far, he's 2 weeks done.
2 weeks in, and I have had my first side effect symptom,
Which is,
which is a feels like I have a lump in my throat. It's
Okay.
Which I have every day.
hard to swallow.
But,
Becky did a
There
joke.
she goes back to the old crying thing.
Becky did a
She
joke.
did a joke, a crying joke. So it feels like when I swallow, it gets stuck,
Okay.
and then eventually just falls into the stomach. That's the first effect I've
First
had.
and only.
And I don't know if we said this last time. This is a 5-week regimen. Is that correct?
5 weeks of
Okay.
chemo and radiation.
And you're
So
2
he's
down.
2 weeks down.
Yep.
And
Yes.
this is Sunday. So tomorrow we'll go in for week
three.
3.
That's
I think he's doing great.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's been very easy compared to what I had imagined
Right.
when I was first diagnosed.
And they give you literally, it's like watching drug commercials that give every potential side effect.
Yes.
Don't take this drug unless, you're
Yeah.
prepared for these side effects. Well, they have to tell you everything. So out of 1,000 people, if it happened to 2 people, they have to tell us.
This is possible. Yes.
So we're scared, or we were scared. Now it's 2 weeks in. It's like, well, you're doing great.
So far, so
something,
good, right?
Something may happen down the
Yep.
road. We're not sure yet. But so far it has been a breeze, and I'm ready to go on to week 3.
Well, he learned just since this slowness in his throat started, yesterday, I guess, right?
Yes.
That, well, he's just going to eat slightly differently. We told you last week, we're in this small meals throughout the day. A lot of snacks, a lot of high protein things. But now today he was eating lunch and just
very tiny bites.
tiny bites, chew it up.
Taking it, letting it just get down there. That's the main thing.
Yep. Just
So it's just a little difficult swallowing, and the radiologist said that would happen,
okay.
and it probably will get worse as the weeks go on. But I don't know how worse. I don't know.
Everybody's different.
Well, our family is so supportive, as I'll probably say every week, but they're bringing us meals. I have this brother-in-law next door, Frank. Anyone who's familiar with us
What
knows
the
Frank.
Frank?
Yeah, What the Frank on Twitter. And he's an excellent cook, and he wants to cook for
He
us.
loves to cook too.
But Frank cooks for an army. And
The portions are large.
they're
Yes.
huge. Oh my gosh, they brought us meatloaf yesterday that my sister Susan made with our mom's recipe. It's just the best. I love it. And it's enough for a potluck. It was like a 2
Yeah, we could
pound.
feed an army.
So we're just cutting off small pieces for Bob. It's probably going to last all week. We'll
I
maybe
hope so.
freeze
It's
some.
delicious.
And my brother Yale grilled us 20 hamburgers on the Weber because he is the world's best hamburger griller. And we froze them up in packs of 2.
So you got a burger when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Well, now my
Lots of
freezer
protein.
is full because I overreacted. I cooked up taco meat and froze it. I cooked up ground sausage for breakfast, protein with eggs, froze it. Our freezer is full of ice cream and meat and food, and we are prepared.
Well, I'm ready.
I don't think I have to go to the store for the rest of your treatment.
Well,
It's
I hope
it's
not.
great.
Well, and we talked about this last time that you have restricted this information basically to close friends and family.
Yes.
Correct.
You don't want covered dishes on your porch
No.
piling
No,
up.
Bob doesn't like a
Everybody-
casserole.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because
Yes.
people would. They will reach
Well,
out.
sure, and they want to.
And so keeping it private until you're kind of through this phase, I
Yes.
think is
And that's the reason that the podcast we're doing will not be released until all the treatments are complete.
yes. Yep.
We're not here to advertise that I'm having all this done. Come on by and feed me.
We're not looking
doing
for
this
pity.
just to let you
Nope.
know
Yeah.
what it's like to go through this, and we'll release all these episodes when my treatment is complete.
Yes. And to Whit's point about keeping it relatively private. That was the first thing Whit wrote to me, or maybe you spoke the words, but you were saying it's personal, it's private. You will hand this knowledge out in small amounts to people as you choose. Well, I've learned that some of my close friends who love me and do know the news now, they want to see me. Well, it's not personal, but I don't want to see anybody. I want to see Bob and my kids.
That's not a rejection of their care. It's
No.
just this,
No.
you've got to be focused right now.
It's not even just being focused. It's like I have no interest in a social life or, do you know what I mean? Right
totally
now,
understand.
I am
I'm having a
focused on
tough
Bob.
time focusing because our dog is dancing around our table.
Well, why don't we feed
And
her?
she needs to be fed. That's what all that clicking is in the background.
Okay.
So we're going to take a break, feed Vera, and we'll come back and
Okay.
finish up
Good idea.
week 2.
Good.
I'm sick of being sick. I've been in my bed all week. I feel like dick. I'm sick.
Well, we're back. The dog is happy. She's fed.
Vera.
It's the Bob and Cancer Show. I hate my partner. I'm going to kill him.
So
we
good.
we were talking about our second week. We've gone through the whole second week. A few things happened on Monday when I did the radiation in the morning. The thing about radiation, which I don't like, you can't have anything to eat or drink 4 hours
Oh,
prior to
okay.
your
Yeah,
radiation.
I forgot about that part. Yeah, that's
So I have to, when I wake up, I can't eat or drink anything prior to this.
And his treatments are at 10:45. So when we get up relatively early, we're trying for him to sleep later so that it's
So I don't have to sit around
Right. And
no water, nothing.
craving for something to drink or something to eat. But I've managed my way through this. Got there at 10:45, did my radiation, went up to the treatment center after that for my second chemo treatment. Same thing happened. The steroids, the blood work, the steroids, the cancer treatment, and then you go home. Well, when we left, for some reason, the steroids really had me going. I
He
mean,
is off to the races.
I got home and just started cleaning stuff.
And it's not like he's choosing, okay, boy, I've got energy. I better do this work. No, he's just like, well, this needs done. I'm getting up on a ladder
feel
again.
good.
I
Let's
feel
do it.
good. Let's go do it.
Yep.
And I'm off. I'm in the kitchen doing my things, getting him fat and happy. And he's just gone. He's outside working, whatever. I'm not paying attention.
Well, over the weekend, there was a storm, and there was debris everywhere around our house. So I decided to take our leaf blower, go outside, and clean the yard. Well, I did all that, got it all clean, looking great. I go back and I place the leaf blower back on the utility hook that it's on,
right.
and
Wait, do you have
unbeknownst
something to
me-
hold on to while you hear this story? 'Cause
Unbeknownst to me, there was a can of bear spray, a canister of bear spray, hanging on that hook.
as you have.
Everybody has bear spray
I
in their
don't
garage,
have
don't
bears,
they?
No, I don't.
So
Unbelievable.
I put the leaf blower back on the hook, and it triggers the bear spray, and I get sprayed in the face with bear spray.
And it's bear spray.
And
Didn't he
it's
say?
bear spray, and it's unbelievable. I can't see.
I think
can't
it's like 10
breathe.
mace sprays.
It's, oh my God. I mean, I
comes-
was there,
That's- could
what
you
have
see?
I was
No.
my eyes were
Your eyes
burning,
automatically close.
and I inhaled some of it, so now I have this
Oh, my
huge
God.
burning down my throat
Have we
right
mentioned
after I've
he's
had
having cancer?
chemo. And I can't believe it. I call for Becky, and
I could
next-
tell by his tone. He said, Becky, just in the way he said it, Becky, I need you or something. And I tore through the house, running back toward the garage, thinking, he's been working. He probably cut his finger off, or he fell and broke his ankle, or he
No, he maced
tripped.
himself
And as Bob said
With
later,
bear spray.
with bear spray.
as Bob said later, I could have given you 100 guesses.
As to what
Never
happened,
guess it.
I could have actually given her 100 days to guess, and she still,
wouldn't
would
have-
not have guessed what
Would
I
you
had done
ever
to
guess?
myself.
I might have when I saw that he had shit in the woods. That would have been my first clue.
Oh man, oh man! I have never had that much pain and
Good Lord.
We
and
didn't know what to do.
irritation. And
I
Becky
just said,
immediately
get in the shower.
she
Well, you have
looked
to.
looked up what to do if you get sprayed with bear spray.
Thank you, Google.
And I had to stand in a cold shower with my eyes
Open.
Blink.
open, blinking
Oh.
into the shower.
No.
For
Blink
about 20,
nonstop.
20 minutes. And,
was
cold
hilarious.
showers. Oh,
No,
my
that
God.
cold shower alone is.
Well,
That's
he did
horrible.
warm it up. You did warm it up.
No, I did not.
It was just
It was
cold. the whole
cold.
time. Oh, you're insane.
Cold. I had to get this stuff out of my
Yep.
eyes.
And not just his eyes, his throat. Did we mention he's getting chemotherapy and
Yes.
radiation? And I'm like, is this going to harm him? I really was worried
I
that
didn't
it
know
was going to
either.
harm him.
It may have killed all the cancer.
I was going to
So
say,
I don't
know.
Monday they're going to, what did you do?
What
This
the
is
hell?
a miracle.
This is a miracle cure.
From now on, they're going to use it as a treatment.
Well, here's the bad part. We have to spray you as if you were a bear.
Yes.
So I said, gargle into the water. I made that up, but it seemed to work.
It worked, I guess.
Okay.
Swallow, drink as much water as you can drink. Drink. And of course, he's already so hydrated, you guys. He just drinks all
Did you
the
get
time.
back to normal then?
In about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And they said that it was the spray lasts about 20 minutes.
Oh.
So I guess it gives you enough time to get the hell out of the area where the bear is before he comes back around.
And it also, one of the things I read said to wash, because it's in his clothes, it's in his hair, it's in his LA
Jeez.
cap,
Yep.
it's everywhere.
It was everywhere.
So I waited till he got out of the shower to run the machine, but I put his laundry in separate. It said wash them separately from other clothes, and wash your face and hair with baby shampoo. Well,
Yes.
we just happen to have some because we have grandkids.
Grandkids, yep.
So I squirted that in his hand through the door, and I'm like, just wash your face, wash your eyebrows.
I was constantly washing my eyes.
Good God.
Wash
with
your
baby
mustache.
soap, yeah.
You know, he has
Yep.
a very thick mustache that got covered in bear spray. It was
It is the-
hilarious.
Truly is the dumbest thing I have ever done in my life.
That's-
I said, this will be funny someday, but this is not that day. But
Oh,
we
I
were
know.
laughing within 5 minutes.
When I got towards the end, as I realized that the pepper was disappearing and I could see, I could breathe, I just started laughing.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
It truly is.
It was
I
like
mean-
a Roadrunner or something. Or,
I could not stop laughing about how stupid.
and then he's
I was.
composing his tweets.
No, I'm figuring
in
I
his
gotta
mind.
share this
I
with
got to
people.
put this on Twitter.
I have to let everyone know.
What a dumbass you are.
So, for those that don't know, why do you have bear spray?
oh, that's a good question.
Well, we take you back to the year 2016.
yes.
7
where
years ago,
we
people.
traveled to Glacier National Park,
Okay.
part of our Junebug Journeys adventures that we've been going on. So we're in Glacier, and Glacier is known for the amount of bears in that park. And there are warning signs everywhere to let you know, hey,
It's real.
beware.
Yeah, we're not kidding around
And
here.
they recommend that you buy bear spray, and also
At the park.
you buy little jingle
Little
bells
jingle bell.
that you put on your clothing, so when you're walking around, you're jingling.
They probably don't like that.
Apparently not.
Well, that's
They
what
must
we're-
hate Christmas.
I was going to say, well,
Well, I don't understand. I would think a little jingling would
Attract
maybe
them.
Call the bear.
would say, "Oh,
Right.
food.
somebody's over there ringing the dinner bell."
Yes. Yeah. But anyway,
so
okay.
we bought this. Becky wore it on her belt the whole
Mm-hmm.
week we were there. We saw no animals whatsoever. First
Okay.
of all,
Yeah, we had a
We
bust
saw,
on
we saw
wildlife.
no animals in the park.
Any refunds?
No.
Okay. I just wondered how
Well,
they
we
do
saw
that.
no bears. So
Okay.
we came home after the journey, and I put the bear spray, apparently, on a hook in the garage
In 2016.
in 2016. And
Wow.
it's been hanging there until
So,
I activated it.
so you now
on
have
Monday.
in your system chemo,
Uh-huh.
bear spray,
Yeah.
probably past its due date bear spray.
Exactly.
It
So
still works.
I'm going to make a
No doubt.
suggestion: double condom.
nice.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Excellent point.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little peppery, honey.
Oh, man.
yeah.
And one of Bob's Twitter followers replied pretty quickly to this whole saga because Bob had posted a picture of it
I remember that,
on
yeah.
the Twitter, and it's very funny anyhow. But the guy said that little piece of white plastic hanging there is,
The safety
and it wasn't on.
wasn't
Now why?
connected properly.
It was just dangling there. The safety wasn't even in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I had no idea. I
It
mean,
could have easily been on it properly, and this wouldn't have happened. But whatever.
it
If you're going to be a
wasn't on
dumbass,
properly.
go dumbass all the
I
way.
went full dumbass.
But I'm
And-
just
He
saying,
really did.
man, that
if
was
I
just
see
painful.
a bear, I don't want to have to go through a two-step process.
No, you have to take the safety off.
I'm just saying.
Just
And the
remember
joke that Frank then said, you know the joke. I can't
Well,
reproduce
it's-
it.
Yeah, it's about
Bears and how you identify them.
So you find their droppings and you can identify them, and you can identify the difference between a black bear and a grizzly bear. A black
Yes.
bear has little berries and such in its droppings, where a grizzly bear has bells and it smells of pepper.
Yes.
Yes. So that
And the occasional wristwatch.
yes on occasion.
Oh, man.
But I mean.
That's
So that kicked off our week 2.
and that was Monday.
That was
Yeah, that
Monday,
was
just
right
Monday.
Right after chemo,
Good
after
Lord.
I got the steroids, I
and the
couldn't
funny
believe
thing
it.
is, now it's Sunday, and it feels like it was forever ago
Yeah.
that happened.
Yep.
That's why I thought it was week 1. It
No.
seems forever ago.
Right,
just
but it was
last
just
Monday.
on Monday, less than a week ago. But it stayed with us. It's a pretty funny deal.
Jeez, yes.
So-
Then of course we continued radiation through the week. Same thing, 15 minutes in and out, and I had my first symptom this week, which is it's hard to swallow.
Okay.
That arrived on Saturday night,
Yeah, just yesterday.
and
But we're
I'm
dealing
guessing
with it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be a little more difficult as the radiation continues.
But while he still had the steroids rolling through him, he golfed again. I mean, he's still feeling
That's
great.
great.
Yeah, and I mean the steroids last a few days, so
Okay.
I felt pretty darn good. I actually played a round of golf and
He's still a heavy honey.
I actually did all right. I'm gaining weight, still gaining weight.
Good man.
We've been experimenting with the various foods because I was told he needs to have protein at least every 3 hours. Because if you're not eating protein, his body is going to eat the muscle and he'll lose muscle. So we're really making that
It's
protein
a nonstop
push.
protein
Yep.
fest
So
here.
I was going to try a milkshake. I bought a new blender. It's so beautiful and perfect. So I thought I'll make him a delicious peanut butter and chocolate milkshake. And we did it together. We
Yeah.
didn't know. We know nothing about making milkshakes. That's Frank's job. So I thought, well, I'll add some peanut butter. Oh, so much protein. And it was
Went a little
bit,
overboard.
a little extreme.
You know,
and he
A
couldn't
peanut
drink
butter
it.
shake usually has a hint of peanut butter.
Tough to get that
It
through the
was
straw.
no,
it was
man,
bad.
It wasn't good.
And I don't know that you've had a milkshake since.
I
Maybe you
haven't.
had one little chocolate one or something.
Yeah,
but
but
he's not interested because I kind of turned him off of milkshakes now.
And they
which
did
is
say
bad.
that it's very possible that my taste buds and stuff will change
Might
during
change,
this
yes.
process.
Did that happen to Debbie?
Just a tad. There were things she just didn't want anymore.
Yeah, and they said it's also possible that you might be cooking something and I might be offended by the smell of
That
cooking.
happened to her a
Yeah.
couple times.
So,
That's the Jimmy Pardo effect.
yeah, Jimmy can't. He can't.
Do you remember the comic Jimmy
I
Pardo?
remember him.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
He
story.
has this thing where he cannot smell food cooking. It makes him sick.
He can eat it.
He'll eat it, but he can't smell it.
That's
well, it's
part
being
of the best
cooked.
part.
I know.
For some, yeah, it is. But
Thanksgiving.
Not for Jimmy.
I mean, I'm
no,
just
he
saying.
can't.
Okay.
He can't smell his wife cooking meat or
So
anything.
where does he go?
I guess the
I
other room. I
guess
don't
the
know.
other room, not sure.
That's his
Or
problem.
outside.
I was going to say.
I'm sure
that-
he's figured it out by now.
Probably.
But,
Okay.
yeah, that's something that could happen to me.
Well,
but
if it
not
takes her
yet.
20 seconds or 20 minutes to prepare a meal, you have a solution.
That's correct.
Yes.
Does this involve a glow
Bear
in-
spray.
Oh, I thought it was going to be another glow stick joke.
No. We've
no.
mined that.
Oh, I
a little
bet
bit.
We
not.
got
Yeah.
everything we could out
Yes.
of
I
it.
bet that's coming back at some
Maybe.
point. I'm
Well, also
guessing.
this week we actually had a visit with the surgeon.
Oh.
There will be surgery after this
Okay.
process.
At the end.
And we were a little surprised as to what the surgery will entail.
Yeah.
It's they will actually take part of my esophagus and my stomach.
Okay.
Will be removed, and they'll reconnect the esophagus and stomach. And it's I thought it would just be one simple cut, but it's actual 2 cuts into
Okay.
the body.
But they don't
And-
have to crack his sternum or cut him open
No.
like that way. It's just a abdominal cut.
And then it's about a 2-week healing in
Okay.
the hospital after the surgery, and hopefully a quick recovery
Full
after
recovery.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
We
But it
have.
was we were a little surprised by the.
I might have cried,
Well,
she did.
but
I mean,
just the worry.
I'm just curious, and this gets in the weeds. Why do they take part of it out instead of like
This is where the cancer is.
with Deb's was they just went in and got the
A lump.
little lump. So this
Well,
must be a different
has,
thing.
I guess enough cancer in it that they have to shrink it.
I got it.
Which is what the radiation is, shrinking that, and then it will not take it all away.
Okay.
They said
So
in
they're-
some rare cases it will take it all away. So we have that great hope. But even if it removes all the cancer, he still has to have the operation. There's no getting around it.
Yep. That makes sense.
And it's a
So-
6-hour operation.
Okay.
So that was much more major than I realized.
Yeah.
And it's 10 to 14 days stay in the hospital, which seems just huge. I mean, people get their whole hip replaced and go home that next afternoon or something.
Yep. It's amazing.
So it just seems so big to me that it felt really overwhelming for a bit. But, you just plow ahead and, well,
They know
this
what
is-
they're doing. They do 3 of these a day, and
Well, our surgeon is a child.
yeah,
aren't they all?
They're all.
He's a young surgeon, but
Yes.
he's,
I mean,
I don't
he's not
want
that young.
I don't want the shaky old surgeon.
No.
I want the
No.
young muscular surgeon who can.
But it's just that
take
we're
care
at,
of this.
We're of a certain age where all physicians seem really young anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
And so when he walked in the room, I'm like, he's good looking. He's
I suppose.
young,
Well.
young, handsome fella.
Yeah.
I watched the NFL draft. I didn't realize they were drafting 8th graders.
It seems like
I
it.
know.
They just look like
Everybody looks
kids,
so
yeah.
young.
They look like kids.
So
but-
anyway, that will be after you're done, and
They said approximately after the chemo and radiation, it could be up to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks.
okay.
to allow his insides to
So
Okay.
after
heal.
all the radiation, there will be scar tissue, which will look like cancer unless it heals.
In
so-
terms of the image, they'll
On
do a
this-
PET
on this-
scan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll let that heal, and then we'll do a PET scan, look at the size of the cancer that remains, and that's when they'll go in and remove it.
And your target date to be done with radiation is when?
End of
We are done at the end of May.
Race
Okay.
week.
Okay. All right.
It'll be during the Indy
Which
500.
gives us great goals, honestly, because we're working toward Bob being healed and this cancer being gone and cured, and then us resuming our normal life
Fun
and
stuff,
activities.
yep.
And that's our expectation. Well, our first goal is the race. Every year we go down and camp for 4 nights, 5 nights, I don't know, 4 or 5 nights, across the street from the Indy
Right.
500. For those who don't know what the race is. And so our goal is to be able to go down there. We don't know yet what Bob's side effects are going to be.
I have no idea what
Nope.
condition I'll be in at the end of week 5.
You just don't, and there's no
No.
way to know.
No.
Nope, we don't know. So we're planning right now that we're still going to camp in the Checkerboard Square compound. And I told Bob we have to sleep somewhere. So we're either, because you're finished with treatment, you don't have to go back every day. We might as well stay down there. And if we can't go to the race because it's just too hot or Bob is too tired, that's fine. We'll stay and watch the race on TV.
Right.
Yeah, they said that there will be a great deal of exhaustion.
He's
By then,
looking for
by
fatigue
then.
here now.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I mean, fatigue. I don't know exhaustion. I think you'll just be tired.
Yeah.
I think your butt will just be dragging.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I can
can't
deal with
picture it
that.
because
Yeah.
he's not a fatigue kind of guy.
No.
And
No.
I can't picture it. I can't imagine it, but we expect it. So it's kind of like this throat tightening that he's experiencing right now. When they tell you ahead of time, it means nothing. You don't know what it is until you feel it.
Yep.
And I had bought this journal. It's like called a can plan. It's a cancer planner kind of thing. So I write down. It's a handheld. It's like what do you call that? It's
A
analog.
journal.
It's
It's a
analog.
journal.
It's
A
not
journal.
online.
It's
Right.
analog.
And so I'm tracking the food that he eats and what time so that I make sure he continues and stuff. And I have a little section that's called a symptoms tracker. And it has been empty every day for 2 whole weeks
That's-
until yesterday when he said he felt this little tightness. And so I wrote that down, and well, it has a little scale of 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know how to judge.
No.
Is this
I
a
wouldn't.
half? Is this a
I
1?
wouldn't know how to say.
It's a 1 for me because
Yeah.
it's the first I've experienced it.
Right.
I don't know if it'll get worse. I'm guessing it will.
It must, or they wouldn't have mentioned
Yeah,
it, right?
so-
So we just don't know. And then Bob had said at one point, one of the days, I feel a little tired. Well, we don't know if that's because he's been so busy
I mean,
outside.
Well, they pump me up with the steroids at the start of the week, and towards the end of the week, they've worn off, and I am tired.
And you've been busy.
But we
I mean,
don't know if that's a
yeah.
fatigue.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's no way for us to judge until we're further in.
Right.
We're at the end of 2 weeks, and Bob is 99%
I feel
right
all
now.
right. I mean, I feel well enough to attempt a podcast,
Right.
so we'll see if I'm well enough to do it next week.
I think you will be.
I don't know. We don't know what to expect.
Yeah, we don't. So stay
I
tuned
mean,
for that.
Yeah, I think so. And then
Yeah.
you were talking about ways to offset symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Bob, you were
Yes.
practicing.
Well, as I told you earlier, that when you mention the word cancer, some people have a tendency to believe that marijuana is a good cure for cancer, or it helps you
Not
get
a cure,
around.
but no.
Helps you get around the
To
cancer.
manage your symptoms.
Yes. So I have
Like if you're not hungry, it
Right.
might help you be hungry.
Yeah, it might, and it
That's what I've heard.
well, it does work. I've tried some this week, and it brought me back to the 70s. I wanted to go downstairs and turn up the stereo very loud.
Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
Yeah, get
Yep.
up there and let it do what it does. It does make you hungry, and it does take away the little lump in the throat.
He did it last
So
night.
really, legitimately,
It
That's
took
what I
away,
said. Really?
Took away that pain.
Well, it's not
Interesting.
pain. It's not pain.
Just
It is,
discomfort.
This discomfort. Took away that, and it made it easier to swallow. And so I'm sticking with that.
So how did you do it?
I've tried
What'd
it
you
two
use?
ways.
Right. I want to hear you
I've
describe
tried
it.
the lit,
yes.
the smoke.
The hilarity of that was that evidently it's like riding a bike.
You have
Rolling
to
'em
roll
up.
your own, and I was pretty good at it.
I
back
should
in
have
the
taken a
70s.
picture because
I just wish I had an album cover to get rid
Yes,
of my
that's what they
seeds
used to
and
do.
stems.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like riding a bike. If you know how to roll a smoke, you don't forget that. So I tried that, and you know what? The gummies are better
oh,
because of
that surprises me.
the gummies take an hour to activate.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so it has to go all the way through your system in order for them to kick in. When you smoke, it's an instant high, but it's harsh on the throat.
The smoke itself. Yeah.
Oh,
That makes sense.
interesting.
When you're battling something with your throat,
Yep.
probably not good.
Oh,
So
you
the,
rolled all those joints up for nothing.
Well,
What are you gonna do
There
with
is
them?
the recovery period, hon. So I'll have to sell those to someone out of state.
Out of state. Yes. Yes.
So it.
Can you talk about where you got it?
I don't want to mention any names.
No, the rolled up part. Because I think that's funny.
Oh, let me take you back to 2016.
Again.
Same trip.
Yeah.
We
Bear spray
after we
trip.
left Glacier, we continued west and went to the coast of Oregon.
Okay.
And in Oregon, it's legal to buy pot. It has been for a long time. I'd never seen a dispensary before. I've got to go in and take it.
Well,
check it
I
out.
would have gone
we
in.
took pictures, put it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, and
Because
so
it was completely legal.
I went in there. There was every strain you could imagine. You could get cookies, gummies. You could get and bundles and bundles of joints.
Wow.
So I just bought some leaves.
Is that what it's called? I don't even know.
Just some
It was
leafy-
in like a little container like you
Like
would
a
have
little-
medicine in.
like a little pill box.
Oh, really?
Like a little gold,
Yeah.
orangey colored plastic thing.
You get your meds in.
yeah,
and
it's
it's-
his grandpa's
crazy.
meds.
In my meds. So I got it and never used it. It's been sitting in the
safe or
closet
somewhere.
forever.
7
And I said,
years.
well, you know what? I forgot I had this.
Mm-hmm.
Fired it up. It still works.
He forgot he had it like he forgot
Apparently,
he had the bear
there's
spray.
no expiration date on marijuana.
Now that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
That is
I'm just
crazy.
curious. When you were in there, how is it priced? I mean,
Yeah, I know. Isn't it weird?
well,
like you bought a
I probably bought 5 joints worth at probably $2 a joint.
So it's cheap.
Yeah.
So
there's-
I don't understand either. What do they grow different plants to make the
There's
different varieties?
different strains that they have.
Is it
these-
bullshit or is it real that
It's
those
real.
are different?
Oh, it's real.
I think I've had people
Some
tell
have.
me.
It's all about the milligrams of THC that are in
Potency.
each one, and some are light with 5 milligrams. Some are as potent with 200 milligrams.
Are you,
and
wait, are you talking gummies or are you talking?
No,
I'm
this
talking-
joints.
I'm talking
Joints.
actual joints.
Because didn't they used to have like Acapulco Gold?
Oh yeah.
What were some of the others?
All the classics. Yeah, I think Acapulco Gold.
That's the
was
one
the,
you heard the
one.
most.
Like when you were young
And
in the
and
70s.
it wasn't Acapulco Gold. It was from some guy down the street.
Oh, sure
right,
it was.
in the 70s when you were buying it
Yeah.
in California.
Then you could buy what was
But
called
what
a
did you
lid.
call it? Okay.
You could buy a lid for $10.
And what's a lid?
That was that'd roll up about, I don't know, 20 joints, 30
Oh.
joints. It was
50 cents. That's cheaper than a beer.
I
I
know,
have
but-
been making a mistake my whole life.
And Whit and I are here completely ignorant of all of this.
Uh-huh.
We
Well,
are the opposite of a pothead.
Right.
You know.
But it was, all illegal then, and it's legal in half the states around this country.
More and more now,
All the
right?
ones
Yeah.
surrounding the state that we live
Yeah.
in that will go unmentioned.
So on the gummies, how do you know?
Gummies come the same way. They are in different milligrams.
Okay,
They, I think the lowest might be 3 milligrams.
okay.
Are they different strains as well?
Well, this is it's just different milligrams of THC.
THC.
So it starts low and goes all the way up high.
So it's just a nugget of THC.
It's a nugget, a chewy nugget of THC.
Ah, okay.
So
with flavoring or whatever.
yeah, mine is a sour apple, and it's delicious. But it's you
Oh, Bob.
decide how much you need, and
So he practiced.
someone from the medical profession actually told me that 5 milligrams is probably all I need to increase hunger and maybe relieve.
Okay, that's what I kind of
Relieve
was
some
asking
pain.
is how you know how to dial
This
that
was
in.
a real doctor.
I actually heard
Okay.
it from the medical community. I can't mention whom
No, you better not.
because I don't think they're allowed to
Probably not.
prescribe that.
Well, it
in
was actually a
certain
question
states.
I asked when we first went in for our teaching time with the RNs or somebody. And I said, well, what about pot? I've heard that might be helpful. And they're like, we cannot
No.
say
Anything.
anything about pot.
No.
Because we're in a state where it's illegal, even medicinal.
Even medicinal.
Yes,
And
correct.
so they
So they
just
can't-
said, we
No.
cannot discuss, or not discuss it. I mean, they could discuss it with us.
Chit
but
chat, but when they can't.
they couldn't recommend anything as an
Right.
option, which is kind of sad because if he felt last night,
It
when he
made a
had-
huge difference.
It made a difference for
It
him.
really did.
And that's ridiculous that they're not.
I've just
allowed.
always
It's
been
a
curious
plant.
on the gummies how you know how to gauge that. So you're
Right.
saying
It's all about the milligrams of THC.
So you took a gummy and cut it.
I had gummies that are 10 milligrams, so I cut it in half, took
Okay.
half of it, and that did the trick
that
for
seemed
me.
to be
But
fine.
didn't you
Yes.
start with a third or something? You
Well, I first gotten it. I had never done gummies before. Always smoked it, so I tried a third,
and it was nothing
then a half.
the next day. I mean, it's
Then-
not right on top of each
Right.
other. Just,
Then a half didn't feel all that much. And then I tried a whole one. That was too much. So
what does that mean?
I was going to ask the same
I'm
thing.
curious. What's too much? Were you like, woo?
Well, too much. It's I could have just said see you later and go to a concert, and
But you're home, so what's
know.
too much? At
it
home?
just I don't know, just the
Tired?
buzz.
Yeah.
No, the buzz was just
too-
a little too much for
Yeah.
me.
Like you're confused and you don't know who I am.
No, I know who you are. I think.
Could you watch a movie with the too much, or would you not?
Yeah, you might.
understand?
It might be tough concentrating, and
I don't understand how it
we
works.
watch foreign
With your-
films with subtitles,
That might
and
have
it's hard to follow along
When
with
you're
the
high,
bouncing
yeah.
ball
Yes.
when you're.
See, I just can't
Yeah.
even. I'm just ignorant of it all.
So
you know.
but it worked, I think.
So
for
he was
me,
trying
that
it
it
without-
actually relieved some of the.
That's cool.
He
That was
was
that.
making these experiments leading up to treatments. So, because he wanted to know what he might need if it would work to do anything for
Right.
him. And then he wasn't doing it because he didn't need it.
Didn't
He'd
need
already
it.
figured out how much.
Yeah, I hadn't had any symptoms, so why use it?
And then
Right.
last night he tried it and felt relief.
That's great.
Which
And
I
it
think
did.
is
That's
great.
really good.
It really did calm what was bothering me. So
I wonder if it
thumbs
takes
up for that.
the
Yeah,
symptom
great.
away or if it takes your focus
That's
away
what I was
from the
wondering. If-
it
symptom.
probably
E- e-
clouds the
But
brain.
either
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
it doesn't
works.
matter, right? I mean,
Right.
it
It's working.
help.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what happens when a doctor gives you a painkiller. It stops the pain in your brain.
Good point.
It
you-
stops it.
You still
Yeah.
have the hurt. You just don't
still
know
have
it.
the
There,
hurt,
you
but-
just don't realize it.
Well, then I say 100% do what
So,
you need to
That's
as that time comes.
I will use it as I need it,
Yeah.
and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, I'm the one who brings in the touchy-feely things, and I wanted to mention that after we had the surgery consult and I was feeling discouraged, and Bob was fine because he's very practical. And once he's kind of got his, I don't remember what word you used, but he's focused.
Right.
And off he goes. And he went to golf that day. And my son Joey came over to borrow the truck for some gardening things. And I said, "Oh, Joey, I just need a hug." We saw the surgeon, and so I explained and talked to him. And of course, I had a few tears. And he said, "Mom, let's go for a walk. Let's just go out in the woods. We live in a lot of woods here." And he said, "Let's just go for a walk." And I said, "Oh, honey, you don't have time. You're working on the garden. You've got to study for the bar. You've got so much going on." And he said, "Mom, if somebody's here and says, 'Hey, I'd like to go for a walk with you,' say yes."
Yes.
And I thought, what a great lesson that my young son would
Right.
say yes. And so we did. We went for about a half-hour walk. And I came back up to the house feeling like $1 million. Like, okay, now I've had fresh air. I have a son who loves me and is encouraging and took time, just a half hour,
Yeah.
but he took time to spend it with his sad mom.
You're both going through a completely different journey.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
that's a
It's
good
very
point.
different.
I was the caregiver,
Yeah, tell me about your...
and you go into that mode, and sometimes you want a hug. Other times you don't want anybody to stop by.
Fact.
You just want to bond with Bob
Yep.
and be there for him. But he can focus.
Yeah.
You have all the horrible what ifs in your mind. That's natural.
That's true.
It's just natural. I was telling Becky when you were out of the room that last night I stopped by to let my daughter's dogs out. And they're just kind of across the street. And
They're very close to
I
us.
almost called just to say, do you feel like somebody's stopping by? But I didn't, because you don't know where you are in that arc.
Yeah, we don't normally just say, "Hey, come on over." Hey. It's like right now we're in a kind of keeping to ourselves.
Yep.
But I said,
Mode.
if he's that close, he's over at her house, he's a minute away from us, come on, call at least. And he said Bob would,
Say that's why we have caller ID.
That's right. It's like it's wit.
it's wit, don't answer
wit.
it.
But it is. There's
Turn
that,
off the
there's
lights.
that push me, pull you if people want to be here for you.
Sure.
Yeah,
And you should not hesitate to just say not today.
yeah.
It doesn't mean you're having a bad day. It just means
I also liked what you said the other day when you were talking to us about this same issue. You can just say, when people they're not bugging us, but they are asking frequently,
Right.
any updates, how are things going? That when Bob inevitably isn't feeling good, because right now he is feeling good.
Right.
Feel good, yes.
But inevitably in a week or two, you'll probably not feel good. You can just say, he's not having his best day.
yeah.
And basically that will let them know, leave us alone. It's true, I will call if I need help. I promise I will.
Oh, I know you will.
But
Yeah, just say
I don't need
I
help.
would say that about Deb. She's not having her best day, and then people would respect that.
Sure.
yeah,
You don't owe them details,
No,
and you don't
no.
know details.
I don't. We
No,
don't.
we don't.
You're
So-
so right.
But I'm
Yep.
just living my life as if I have a job now,
You do.
and I do have a job. I have to be there every day,
Yeah. good
Monday through
point.
Friday, and it's my job.
You were talking
Wow.
about trying to get your radiation moved up a little bit.
Success.
Did you get it done?
It did, yes.
Oh,
We got
so
it to
tomorrow.
9 a.m. It starts tomorrow morning.
So that helps.
So I can wake up and don't have to starve myself for 4
good.
hours.
Good.
9 a.m. and then it's a 15-minute, and then right over to the cancer treatment center upstairs, and that's 3.5, 4 hours.
And we are so grateful that they were able to do that, because those few hours in the morning were not comfortable for Bob. I
would
felt like
hate
I
it.
had to go
See, the
hide
thing
to
about
drink my coffee.
The radiation, they have a number of patients going through there, and someone finished their stint and opened up a time slot.
Good.
So I got somebody's time slot who was completed their radiation.
Well, and when
But in the mornings, I just felt like, I want to have a bowl of cereal, or I'm going to have a cup of coffee. And there's Bob. He can't even have a sip of water.
and then you're sitting there thinking, I can't drink.
and
I can't
he
drink.
wouldn't
It's horrible.
mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, he wouldn't mind if I drank my coffee in front
No,
of him.
No, I
but
don't.
still.
But I still feel like, it's
Yep.
not the pleasure that it would normally be of.
If I accidentally bump you and spill your coffee everywhere.
Oops.
But he
Oh,
did.
sorry.
He did ask the radiologist if he could have, and I thought this was such a smart question.
I said, is it okay if I chew gum prior to
That's
the
a good thought.
treatments? And he goes, sure, that's fine.
So
long
he-
as
Because
you
it's
don't
just your
have
own saliva,
any
right?
food or liquid in there, and it's just my bodily fluids that I'm swallowing.
So he went and bought some juicy fruit.
So I went and got juicy fruit. Haven't done that since the 70s
I
either.
think they frown on clove.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yes.
Beat some or no
Beach
nut.
Beach nut. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a good question.
Blackjack. Wasn't there one called
Blackjack.
Blackjack?
I loved all
yeah.
those.
Fruit
Yeah.
stripe, the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards.
They don't make that anymore.
I don't think so.
I was
Fruit
looking.
stripe I used to
I was
love.
looking for Yike stripes.
Yes.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Grandpa?
They don't have that.
Well,
There was a lot of gums. I had. What the hell are these? I have no idea.
So let me tell again that after we had this meeting with the surgeon and got the news about the time frame, it'll be about 2 weeks that Bob will be in the hospital 24 hours a day, staying there.
Recovery
And
after the surgery, yes.
Recovery, yeah, and healing inside and such. But it's a long stay, and we have Vera. Speaking of the clicking heels in
The
the
dog.
house. And I
She's a
had
good
this,
girl.
because I'm the one who has to do the logistics now. Bob
Right.
is working hard at healing and working toward this cure, and I need to do the logistics to get us set. And I started having a minor, bout of fear and a little desperation, like, what will I do? Although we're super grateful that we are so close to the hospital.
Yeah, we're very
It's
lucky.
less than 15 minutes from our door to the treatment room.
but still, when you have a dog,
But when you have Vera, and we have a big house that we have to deal with, there's things
Maintain,
that
yes.
have to be done. So I was kind of telling our other son, Wade, about that. And Wade said, Mom, you do not need to fret. I'll house sit. His girlfriend, Mackenzie, and he will house sit. They'll take care of Vera. And he said, I may see you in the kitchen or something, but you just realize
Bless his heart.
you can be
That's
gone
good.
all day long, all night if you want, and we'll be here to take care of Vera. I was like, now that is some support.
Yep.
And so many people don't have that. They have to go
A lot
through
of people
this
ask,
alone.
"Is there anything I can do for you?" And at
House
the time,
sit.
we have nothing. We don't need anything.
you're very blessed.
But
We are so blessed.
But
and you
it
were
will
too.
come a time
Yep,
where we
yep.
do need some help.
Yeah.
So
And then we're fine with asking. It's not in my nature to ask. It's more in my nature to be the helper. I'm a helper, nurturer person. And so asking for help doesn't come easily probably to either one of us.
Mm-hmm.
But we will do it because it's going to be necessary at some point. We'll just have to tell Frank to make small portions.
We were talking that anymore, it's not like the old sterile hotel room or hospital room that he'll be in. You've got
I don't
media,
know.
but you'll
No,
be able
it's-
you'll be able to watch movies. You'll be able to
yeah, they have it's
listen
very
to
comfortable.
podcasts. Yeah, I mean,
very comfortable.
he'll still be connected
Yeah.
instead of this.
Yeah.
We
It's
were
not gonna be
just there with my sister Lynn, in fact, the same hospital. It'll probably be a room very much like Lynn's, which
Probably
was
very
nice.
similar.
It was her very own room.
Sure.
The hilarity of the speaker for the television remote just hangs.
Oh, it's
like
The remote is the speaker.
yes,
It's
right.
sort
very
of silly.
weird, but
So I
hey,
think we can take our own
It's hospital.
media. Or
Your
we can take your
earpods
iPad.
and-
I'm not going there for the media. I'm
No.
going there for the recovery.
No, I know that,
And,
but you have 2 weeks
I
maybe
can-
of boredom. I don't know.
Oh no,
I can only do striptease so much, Bob.
Well, you know what? I am never bore of that.
And if you'd like, I will help Becky prepare a list of movies that I know you're fond of.
Oh, great!
I have some titles. Yes, I do.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, it's so far, everyone. It's been a breeze,
Yeah.
with a few exceptions, but
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Not
It's-
yet. And
no.
we're knocking on wood.
Yep.
And
It's an interesting.
we have a lot to be thankful for.
Yes.
That we have this opportunity to fight, this opportunity to go to battle against this partner of yours that you're trying to kill.
I want to kill my partner.
I know you do. We have
Is
an
that
opportunity.
dissimilar, Bob?
33 years
Let's
of,
leave it at that.
Yeah.
No, I love that man.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you do.
I know you
I know
do.
you do.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
Tom is just the best. He's
He is.
just
Yep.
fantastic.
Great human
He's
being.
been very
Yep.
supportive and loving to Bob,
Yep.
which your fans ought to know. That,
Yeah, he's a good man.
He's
Great
the
man.
best.
Well, that just reaching out to Bob, and the fans probably have the wrong idea of their personalities just from the show, but Tom has been beautiful about it all.
Mm-hmm.
Just beautiful.
Tom allows to be the ass bag. He takes it.
He
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what everyone assumes he's just an ass bag, but he
No.
isn't. He's a great man.
yeah.
He's that and much more.
Yes, there is ass baggery, but
So
he is a wonderful human.
Yes, he
I
is.
also wanted to mention that late at night, we find ourselves talking differently
Mm-hmm.
late at night about feelings, fears, symptoms, whatever. And you can find yourself getting overwhelmed with that. And so Bob had a suggestion of a show we could watch before bed. And it has been the most beautiful experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Okay.
We
you
have
can-
the Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people do, and they offer the complete black and white
Yay!
Andy Griffith Show. So our tradition each evening now is to end with 1 or 2 episodes of Andy Griffith.
And I've always been a fan, like an enormously
It's-
ridiculous fan.
I forgot how well written.
Well, but Becky
Oh.
said it's in sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It
I mean,
started
it's
with
not just
episode
random.
one.
we
You're
started
watching-
season 1, episode 1, and
That's very
when
cool.
Aunt B came
yes.
to them,
Yes.
the first episode.
very cool. It's a nice way to end the evening, and
And we get to enjoy it in a different way than we would normally.
Sure.
It's for the purpose of encouragement, love, joy. Mayberry is beautiful.
it's a great town.
And it just gives us this peaceful feeling when we're off to La La Land. It's nice. So,
Nice way to end it.
yeah.
Great.
And we get some good laughs out of it. So
Well, may I offer a toast? Cheers. Here's to week 3.
All right, week
Here
3
it
is coming
comes.
up.
Here it
We'll
comes.
keep you all
Yep.
informed
Yep.
as to
Yep.
how things
Yep.
go.
Yep.
And I'll let you know one more time. This is the Bob and Cancer Show. I hate my partner. I'm going to kill him.
You've been listening to the Bob and Cancer Show. Tune into our next episode as we continue to follow Bob's journey. Bob Gavoyan appears courtesy of Bear Begone Bear Spray. Bear Begone. Don't try this at home. This is Whit Grayson speaking.